Hello, good evening, and welcome to our little corner of the internet where we talk about fountain pens, inks, journals, and journaling. And just about everything and anything that's going to keep you inspired. Welcome. So, we meet here just about every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. and I keep up the replay just to keep the conversation going. So feel free to chime in. Make sure your voice is heard. One of the best ways to make sure your voice is heard is to subscribe to the channel. If you've been enjoying the videos I put up and the live broadcast and the replays and everything else, just please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't take too much. It's right there somewhere. Just click it. And I will continue to entertain you. So I'm very happy to be here. Very happy that you're here. So thank you very much. And if you really love this channel, you really want to support it even more, then consider becoming a member. We do a lot of fun stuff behind the scenes, put up different videos, put up blooper reels, all sorts of fun stuff. And we have a pen pal group for Illuminati and Cognoscenti members. So if you want to join at those levels, you can join our pen pal group. And many of those lovely people are here this evening, like John Manuel, who helps me with the list for the pen pal group, without whom I would be lost. He is here. Judy Anderson's here. Kaylee's here. Lots of lovely people. Robin Pennell's here. Robin, thank you for the package. I'm going to open it live on the air this evening because I was blown away by the packaging. So you will see that. Kurt Geisinger is here. Hello, Kurt. And thank you all for all your likes, for the super chats. I always appreciate that. And just for participating and commenting. It means a lot. Thank you. So, this is a wonderful pen community. It's amazing we can have this kind of connection and do this almost weekly. I do take a few breaks here or there, but most of the time I'm tireless at showing up 8 p.m. on Tuesday nights for this. I get as much out of this as you do. Believe me, maybe more. Probably more. So, got a fantastic show for you this evening. I try to make sure it's always interesting, always compelling, always original, always new ideas. The worst thing I could do is bore you and to not be unoriginal. That's what I'm striving for. So I think you'll appreciate that. So what we're going to speak about is Hemingway Jones at the end of the line. And all that means. A pretty exciting topic. That's our main topic for this evening, and I'll get to that very soon. I also want to share with you a gift from Robin Pennell, who sent something along, which is very, very lovely. And it was just such great packaging, I just had to share it with you. So I'm going to unwrap that live on the air. Just make sure that it doesn't have any incriminating addresses or anything. I think it has an address here that's not incriminating. So that's okay. And then I'm also going to share some gifts that Tom Studio sent along. Evidently, I'm an ambassador for Tom Studio, which I didn't know. I didn't realize. They do send pens. I always make that abundantly clear, as I do anytime a brand or a company sends a pen. I want to make sure you have that information so you know whether or not I bought it or if it was given to me. I don't think it makes a difference in how I review. In fact, someone said something interesting on the Omas review. I don't know if you caught the Omas review. I hope you guys go and watch it if you haven't. It's on the Omas Bologna, which I'm actually going to show you in a moment again because it's my pen that I'm using today, and I always like to share that as well. But they said, you know, you guys, you get these pens, you get them for free, and I don't know how that affects your review. And I thought it was a really good comment, and I think maybe some YouTube content creators may have been challenged by a comment like that, but to me, it kind of goes to the essence of a lot of the themes that I share with you guys all the time. And one of those is, I don't care if you buy a pen. I don't care if you like a pen that I review. I only care that you like the video. My product is the video. I want you to be engaged, maybe challenged, certainly inspired by the videos I put up. It has nothing to do with pens or selling pens. Well, I don't want to say it has nothing to do with pens. Pens are my passion, and that's what I'm sharing. But what I'm giving you is a unique perspective. I'm sharing with you who I am through this media of videos that are usually around 20 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes in length. That's my product. So, getting back to Omas, with all the controversy over Omas and people who don't feel like they have a right to their name or anything else, all of which I disagree with, I would love to give them a bad review, in a way. I would love, if I thought this pen was bad, can you imagine how great a video that would have been? How many people would have watched it if I was like, this is a terrible pen? My motivation would have been to find fault in that narrative if I was out for clicks. I couldn't find a fault. I really liked this pen. I liked the Ogiva, but I liked the Bologna much more. I would go so far to say as I love this pen. As a matter of fact, I'm going to just roll into my which pen am I using and kind of bring that pen into the conversation. But you know what? Now that it's early, before I do that, let me say something quick because I don't want anybody to miss this. The video this week, this is all of your homework. You need to watch this video. Why? It's fountain pens and films. You don't want to miss it. This is the best video I've done to date. And the Omas video was pretty good with the history of Omas, with some of the B-roll I used. But this one, this is next level. This is top tier. I'm a little nervous it might get taken down too, because it's really tough when you use video from TV shows and movies. It's easy to get a copyright strike and YouTube might take it down. So see it while you can. Friday at noon, it goes live. Fountain pens and film. Don't miss it. Jump on it early. If you think you can wait till the weekend, you might not be able to. But honestly, all modesty aside, all self-loathing, all ego aside, it is the finest video I've ever made. It's nearly perfect. I think you're going to go crazy over the movies that I chose. The direction this one goes in will blow you away. I guarantee it. If you don't like it, money back guarantee. It's very easy to do on a free platform. Okay, so here we have the Omas Bologna. Amatista Profondo. I did a pretty good job of capturing the quality of this, how amazing this material is, how it's a bit glistening. This fantastic long vintage style nib, the beautiful ebony feed that's flat underneath, so no fins to mess up. Have you ever messed up your fins? That happens. But this is an extra fine, which I am really challenged by. Normally, it's not my preferred nib width. But boy, let me tell you, this is a fantastic writer. It is so wet. And by the way, somebody also said that maybe I got preferential treatment and they sent me one that they had checked to make sure it was perfect. That's possible. It's probably not likely because I can tell you that I have received some pretty crummy pens from folks. And yeah, so I'd be surprised. I think they should, but I would also say if you're going to buy a pen like this pen retails for $384, I believe. If you're going to buy a pen this expensive, it's not a TWSBI or a Lamy Safari, that you're going to put that kind of money, I suggest that you call them. You call your pen seller. Someone like the lovely people at Atlas. Brendan would be delighted to hear from you if you called them. Ask them to check your pen. That's all you have to do. And then you have that same preferential treatment. I am wrestling against my speech impediment this evening. But there you have it. An amazing wet writer. Dramatic. Oh, it makes a good scribing noise too. By the way, I don't sign my name this way, but I kind of wish I did. I'm kind of starting to, but I kind of like doing like this. I can't see it a little bit because the light's in my eyes, but I think that's kind of cool. I don't really sign. I usually sign my name like this, but usually when I'm signing, at the bottom of a letter, I'm like, oh, I think I'm running out of ink. No, I'm okay. But I wish I signed my name like that. I really like that. That's good. So, fun pen, guys. I'm loving the extra fine. I'm digging it. I've been using it all week. So, okay. So that is the pen of the day. La penna del giorno. All right, what should I share with you next? I have some really cool stuff. How about Robin's packages she sent? That's pretty nice. I'm looking at some of your comments. Cheerio says, I can't remember the last time I signed something with a pen. That's because you're not in our pen pal group, my friend. I probably write about 10 letters a week. And by the way, guys, I am incredibly backlogged, so forgive me. I have been wrestling with some issues lately, but I am getting through it, but I'm a little behind. So bear with me, guys. I'm a quick writer. I'll catch up. But yeah, that's when I write. That's when I write. Okay, so I want to share with you this very cool package I got from Robin this week. I was shocked. So evidently, my father sent me his Grail Diary. So look at this. Look how awesome this is. It says, Professor Indiana Jones, Barnett College, Hamilton Hall, Grove Avenue, Fairfield, New York. And it has a Venezia stamp and some old-time stamps, and the wrapping is centered in the right spot. And then it has some other stuff here. And then we would presumably, you would think there's a Grail Diary in here. I'm assuming that it's something else, but it's so... I didn't even want to open it because it looks like the Indiana Jones Grail Diary. It's so awesome. It's like right out of The Last Crusade. As soon as I took it out of the package, I showed it to my wife, and I was like, I was doing the voice that I just tried to do, my really bad Harrison Ford impression. Oh, we have a question I need to address. We have a question. Oh. Sometimes, Ecamm is my software, and it's terrible for streaming. I always get the pinwheel of death. And I try to change from one screen to the next, and it doesn't work well at all. And I have a very nice computer with all kinds of memory, short-term and long-term. But anyway, Stephen Perez, Pen Pal Club. Yes, my friend. For members of the channel at the Cognoscenti and Illuminati level, we have a Pen Pal group. And I usually write the first letter, but sometimes John Manuel writes the first letter because he's quicker than I am. But I definitely try to write the first letter. But you get into the Pen Pal group, and then all these folks, not all of them, but quite a few of the folks that are on right now are members of the Pen Pal group, and you can correspond with them. And they are lovely, lovely people. If it wasn't for the members, I wouldn't be here. I would not be here. They're the only reason I stay here, because my ego is very fragile, and every time one of my videos doesn't do well, my finger hovers on the delete button. And I'm like, why do I do this? And I throw a little temper tantrum. And then it's usually Allie J that talks me down, or Laddie, or someone. So that's my fragile psyche. And I take full responsibility for being an overgrown baby man at 57 years old. But Robin, geez, look at this. This is so cool. Can you tell how cool it is? I don't want to open it now. It's so cool, but I'm going to. And it's just so, so cool. Now, I do have a knot here, and I'm going to try to preserve. Actually, I can just do this. What am I doing? What am I doing, folks? I don't have to hurt anything. This is very nice. It's very exciting. Okay. I'm going to go in here and see what we have. Wow, this is very nice. I think we do have some kind of a journal. It might, in fact, be my father's Grail Diary. I'm not sure, but let's see what we do have. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is crazy. It actually is. This is freaking crazy. Wow. It actually is my father's Grail Diary. What happened to my dad? I need to book a flight. This is so awesome. This is really awesome. Oh my. I am, and this is so, like, it's almost bringing tears to my eyes. And I'll tell you why in a second, but I need to compose myself. But this is really, really awesome. Wow. I was kind of joking. I just assumed there was something else in here. But this is really, 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 really nice. Wow. I am so moved by this. I cannot tell you. I mean, I will tell you because I tell you guys everything. But wow, this is so, so fun and cool. Wow. It's so funny. I was being funny. And you guys know I have the full Indiana Jones kit. So this is going to fit in perfectly. I can put this in my pocket the next time I cosplay. I have the hat made by the actual guy who made the hats. I have the jacket made by the guy. He measured me. And he was the guy who measured Harrison Ford for his jacket. I have actually 2 jackets from him. Boy, this is really, really brilliant. It's just, I'm so sorry. I wasn't expecting this. Thank you so much. I hope you can see how much this means to me. And I'm going to tell you why it means something really special to me. About 15 years ago, I bought a little journal, and I found as many of the pages as I could find, and I made a Grail Diary. I did all the drawings, and I wrote as best I could. In my hand, though. I couldn't approximate this hand. It was in my hand. And I gave it to one of my best friends as a gift. And it took me, I don't know, it probably took me a few weeks working on it every night. And I gave it to him. And I love that I gave it to him, but I always had wished I kind of had one. You know? Like, I'm really glad he has it. And I hope he still has it, but I wish I had one. All right, I must be losing my audience because I don't think any of you care about Indiana Jones as much as I do. But this is so cool. And it has all this stuff. Oh, it's so cool. And it'll make great backdrops, guys. This is going to show up in videos. Wow, this is so cool. So, okay, I'm going to move on. But I am so moved by this. This is so excellent. I think it goes this way. So, thank you so much. So kind. Such a cool gift. Thank you. I'll put it all back away later because I want to keep it in the wrapping. Oh, I love it so much. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You knocked it out of the park. I was not expecting that. Thank you. Okay, I got to get back to pens or I'm going to lose my audience. Of course, Ecam is wrestling with me again. But okay, so what do I have for you? I have stuff from Tom Studio. And I like Tom Studio, by the way. Tom and his studio are innovators. They are trying to do great things. They are doing great things. And I am very, very impressed anytime I get anything from them. And they're very generous. So, what they sent was a pen, and they said I could pick any nib I wanted. So, I picked an italic nib. So, does it unscrew? Yeah, okay. Nice. So, this is a Tom Studio pen with an italic nib. I love different nibs. I love it. So they sent me this italic. I cannot wait to get into this and see what this is like. Good. There's a converter in here. Brilliant. Nice. Okay. Twill do. This is an aluminum pen. I like the color. What do you guys think of the color? I don't know how I would describe this color. I'd have to think about it. By the way, you can really hear my Philadelphia accent when I say color. My accent's weird because I pick up stuff wherever I go. So it's a bit of Boston. It's a bit of Philadelphia. It's a bit of my wife's English accent. It's a bit of my other travels. And a bit of my speech impediment thrown in. So when I say color, it's like Keller. Color. So I am very, very cognizant of that. Okay, so this has an italic nib, so I'm super excited to dive into that. But here's another really cool thing. Chris from Tom Studio said to me, you can't just have the italic. You have to try the architect nib that we make from a double broad. So that's in here. And I really love when people do that. When they kind of say, well, you chose... But to get back to Indiana Jones, you chose poorly. And so you need to have an architect nib. Ooh, Tom Sheehan says emerald. I think that's good. Yeah. See, I was kind of thinking with the way it's sort of iridescent, I was thinking of some kind of bird or fish, but I would see that as emerald, definitely. Well done. Okay. Ooh, pretty. So this is the architect nib. Ooh. And it has some pretty stuff on it. Oh, I think it says Tom Studio. It does. It says Tom Studio. And it says broad. I don't think it's a double broad. I think it's a broad. But it's an architect. So that's exciting. I only have one other architect, and it was from Ranga. By the way, guys, thanks so much for the likes. If you're enjoying this, please like. I would appreciate it because it helps the algorithm. Any more suggestions for the colors? Here's Pine Green from David Berlin. I like that too. Emerald or Pine Green. I can see that. I like the gold. This is a pretty pen. You have to admit. It also matches their colors here. Colors. Kellers. Colors. I'm not sure which nib I want to go with first. I might go with the italic. But, okay, this isn't all they sent. They sent something I am so psyched about. One thing I forgot to share is they always send tea. I love when English brands send tea. I love tea. You saw my tea video? Inks that are influenced by tea. It's the prettiest video I've ever directed. So if you're into tea and ink and pretty things, then please seek that one out. I really appreciate it. Evil Critter says, you sounded super Boston when you said architect. You know, there are certain words that really trigger my regional here. Like, in one of my videos, I noticed I said market. It was like, wow, where did that come from? But I have a rhetoric accent. In Philadelphia, we add R's. We overemphasize R's. But Boston's non-rhetoric. So I think that's where some of my disconnect comes from. Ooh, BJ. BJ comes in strong with metallic teal. Look at you. That's good. All right. So this is a big deal. What I'm going to show you. First, ink. I didn't know Tom Studio made ink. But there we have it. Ink. Shimmer ink called Stellar. Stella! Oh, you know what I need, right? That's right. Stella! Ooh, pretty bottle. Ooh, I like it. It's very apothecary. I like that. There's your shimmer. Shimmer. Look how brave I am. I'm shaking it upside down. Very brave. So this is called Stella. Actually, Stellar. In Boston, we would say Stella. Probably. Do I say wash and soul? I do not. I do love that, though, Robert, where in the Kennedy accent, you would say things like, I have an idea. I'm going to go have a vodka. I like that. I like that. I don't say that. I don't think I add R's where they aren't. Okay, so here's a super exciting thing now, guys. Ooh, Verdian Green, Paul David. Artist Club. You are an artist to come up with that. That's brilliant. Well done. Thank you. Okay. I just disappeared for a moment because I'm excited about this and I don't know what we're in for here, guys. This is called Gold Luster. You see it there? Gold Luster. I'm not sure what we're in for, but I'm kind of excited. Gold is a very exciting color. Keller color. Oof. Oh boy. Oh boy, guys. That does look kind of gold, doesn't it? Let's shake this bad boy up. Let's shake this mother out. All right. We are shaking our heart's content. And while I shake, everyone hit that subscribe button. Won't you? Join us, won't you? For another exciting episode of the Hemingway Jones Pen Show. My Clairefontaine pad is almost done. Poopret. I said poopy tray when I was trying to pronounce it in a video recently. That was unfortunate. All right, let's see what we have here. And you guys know, gold inks are rare beasts. And when they get them right, boy, can they sing. Just stupendous colors. Luckily, I have a Q-tip here. I don't like to use Q-tips for ink. I like to use paintbrushes, but I have it. Let's see what we have. Oh, it's gold. It's plenty gold. Cool. All right, let's try to write with it. I'm going to dip this. I'm a little hesitant to fill it because I'm not sure if I want to use the Architect or if I want to use the Italic. Okay. I am pleasantly surprised. I was a little afraid that it would be too light. Now, oh, I like the nib, by the way. I really quite like the nib. It's a usable color. It's not that light. Gold, yellow, those sorts of colors, very, very challenging for fountain pens. There's a lot of luster here, guys. There's a lot of shimmer. This is interesting. This is really interesting. All right. You guys made me do it. It wasn't me. Let's just get in there. There we go. Okay. I'm just curious. I'm so curious. See, this is my drive. Curiosity. This is what gets me in trouble. Any ink I've spilled, any unfortunate pen purchases I've made, all due to curiosity. All right. Now I need, sorry for the noise, but you guys know what I need. Shop towel. Shop towels. This channel is promoting shop towels. I have no financial interest in shop towels, but let me tell you, I wish I did. And if I were Atlas, I would stock shop towels. Matter of fact, I might text Brendan later and say, why don't you stock shop towels? And I can send people to get their shop towels from you instead of from Amazon. Okay. Very nice. I love the shape of this nib. I'm trying to keep it kind of uniform. I find that italic nibs kind of like when you keep the angle of attack consistent. It's nice though. Maybe a little light, this ink, but I like it. I mean, you would definitely have to use very bright paper like this. Very bright. But let's see what we have. It's kind of nice, right? It's usable. It gets a little darker as it dries. By the way, I feel better about this D. I've been using this D. I kind of like it. Can you see that D? So I kind of go down and then I go, kind of like it. It's not a bad D. One of you sent me that D. So, kind of a nice ink. I'm going to change the light a little bit, get a little light on it. Kind of change it. Ooh, sorry. Terrible about knocking things around. There we go. Okay. So very, very nice. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this later. I might put the other one in too, but I really like this, and I'm going to put this in my ink library shortly. Very nice. So Tom Studio with some pretty interesting things. Both a beautiful italic nib, a beautiful pen. Not sure what that pen retails for, but their prices are affordable. And they have a lot of varieties in nibs, which I like because they seem to be thinking about writers, thinking about people that want to express themselves in different ways. So I quite like it. By the way, Yorick is here this evening. Has everyone met Yorick? Here's Yorick. My wife bought me this for my birthday. It's a 1-to-1 replica of a skull. I'm doing the St. Jerome in his cell thing, where I can contemplate and I can speak to Yorick about how I knew him. I still know him. Here he is. So I have that. I also have this really cute... I'll show you this one too. This has shown up in a couple videos. It's walnut. Beautiful carved walnut skull. So, there we have it. All right, let me see what you guys think. Let me know what you think of Golden Luster from Tom's Studio. Gaconia says Moroccan Mint. It's kind of in that neighborhood. That would have been an interesting name, but it really does have shimmer. I'm not sure that the shimmer comes through. Mick GOC. Why I didn't choose the Flex Nib? You know why I didn't choose the Flex Nib? Because the Mag 600 is kind of the last word on Flex Nib, and I have that. And I have my Waterman 5 Flex Nib, and I have a Blue Dew Flex Nib, and I kind of feel hooked up for Flex Nibs lately. And I do find, for me personally, Flex Nibs are a little... They're not my daily writers. I like to use them for effect. Occasionally, I want to write a letter that's very dramatic to someone, and then I use it. But most of the time, I do not. I like a harder nib. I do. Achira Fake Name asks, I wonder how much a real skull would cost. You know, I was wondering that too. I think it's hard to get them because of the whole dealing in human remains. I'm not sure I'd want a real one, although there was someone who was a huge Shakespeare fan that donated their skull to the Royal, or maybe it was to the Globe, and their head is used in all productions of Hamlet, which is kind of romantic in a way. Kind of romantic. All right, so let's talk about something else. Should we? Should we talk about something else? So, Hemingway Jones at the end of the line. This is something I'm thinking about, because for me, having this channel is my creative outlet, and it's a way for me to make videos that entertain and inform, and I think gently challenge. I don't think there's anything controversial in anything that I make, but they're very personal, and sometimes when they don't do well, I get very frustrated, and I just feel like I'm not getting my voice out to as many people as I'd like. And I wonder what it is in me or in YouTube or what that is holding all that back. I know that the channel itself had some structural problems, because this was like my personal channel from 20 years ago, and I should have created a new channel when I started the fountain pen posts, because there were like copyright strikes and everything else that were on like my tourist videos of me in Italy and whatnot that I just put songs on because I didn't know any better. I put them up like 15 years ago and then forgot about them, and then went back when I started this channel, and it was like, you have all these copyright strikes. I was like, oh, I'll just delete all those videos and start fresh. You know, but it doesn't work that way. They probably think I'm kind of a bad producer of videos. So, Tom's Studio is in the UK. I'm not sure precisely where, but they're in the UK. So, you know, when you do that though, and when you deal with depression, I deal with depression. I've shared with you all that it's really tough around my birthday. It takes me a while to get over it. That happened mid-month in May 17th. And now it's almost a month later, and I think I'm still dealing with the fallout of that. And you kind of feel that a lot of your self-image is on the line when you create something that is good. I don't think everything I do is like A+. I think this video that's coming out on Friday is A+. I will be super disappointed if you guys don't like it. I really would. But, yeah, you make stuff, you put it out there, and it just boggles your mind. And then something random hits. And then you wonder, like, why are you putting yourself through this? Why do it? Why bother? And I think some of that is what fuels your creativity and recycles your interest. Now, follow along with me, because this is how I look at things. And this is how it ties into our theme. I was thinking about how I was at the end of my line and what that meant. And it instantly made me think of writing, because when I'm expressing artistic frustrations, I go to my journal and I pick up this pen, the Omas Bologna, extra fine, flowing, very wet for an extra fine. I start the line on the left-hand side of the page. It's a loop. It's a straight line. It plunges down dramatically, rises up into the sky, plunges down again as if gravity has taken hold. That forms a letter. A few more strokes, a few more scratches, harder downward strokes, really gossamer, thin upward strokes. I have a word. The rhythm starts to build. You put your words together. They form hopefully beautiful sentences that, if you read them aloud, flow nicely, almost in a continuous stream. And I do have ways to link every word. Sometimes I do that. So in a way, it's like a single line. It's being traced across the page. It's almost like I'm some kind of crazy expressive inky arachnid who is trapping these different ideas and making this latticework web upon the page that forms words and sentences and symbols that we all recognize and know and are inspired by. But I'm thinking darker thoughts. I'm writing. I'm wondering which direction I go. I follow the line. And then I get to the end of the line. And that's where you put your full stop. A dash of ink, wet, glistening there. So then what? Put your pen down, never write again. Never write again. That is the end of the line. You never write another word in your journal. Contemplate that for a moment. The journal's not full. Journal's half full. It's a beautiful journal. I'm not out of ideas. So why would I stop there? Although I want to sometimes. Sometimes it all feels sort of futile. Like I'm not achieving what I want. I'm not getting the effect I want. But I'm striving. I'm bleeding onto the page, through my pen, through this web I'm stringing. So that's the decision. I'm at the end of the line. A full stop. It's drying now. Do I sell my pen collection, wrap it up, call it a day? That thought enters my mind. And then I think about the transcendentalists. They looked at nature, and there were these little things that would happen, and they would inspire them and their personal philosophies. How a river flows, that's very basic, but things along those lines. You guys know Emerson, Thoreau, Lowell, they're all transcendentalists. I consider myself like an ephemeralist. Like, I'm looking at these random items that should be just passing through people's lives. Journals, the sort of leathery texture of paper, the glistening gold on a nib, the way you form a line. I'm extrapolating philosophical ideas from writing, from that action. So at the end of that line, I think of all this, and I pick up my pen, and I start writing again. And it's so simple. It's such a simple thing that anyone could miss it. And to draw a lesson from that seems profound. It certainly seems profound to me. And then I sort of relate it to that Churchill quote where he says, if you're going through hell, keep going. And it's like, you get to the end of the line, you create another line. You keep writing. There's more to say. There's more to do. So I was wrestling with whether or not I should start a new YouTube channel, just to have another outlet for some other ideas that I have that are adjacent. I'll call it adjacent. I've done some on this channel. We did the library tour video. We did the Mocha Pot video. I have one coming up where I do what's in my bag. That's filmed. That's coming up. I have another one coming up that I really want you guys to support. And when it comes up, I'll ask you as a favor to me, because I love this video and I think it's really good, but it's a bit out of what I do. And this is the point of all this. For my own sanity and for me to be happy with YouTube, I need to make this channel mine and ours. I need to feel fulfilled and not restricted by it. And I feel like there's nothing that I'm doing that's going to change if you like how things are. We got the live show on Tuesday night. You get your incredible video once a week. But occasionally, maybe once a month, maybe more, there's going to be one of mine. You know, there's going to be something that I'm passionate about that's slightly outside of what we normally do. And I was thinking about putting it on another channel, but I thought it would take away from me. I'm barely keeping this channel going because it's hard. I do all this. I write every word. I direct not every, because my wife films everything that I'm in. And actually Imogen does too, some of them. And you can also see her hands in some of the B-roll. But beside that, I'm doing a lot. I'm filming all the snippets, right now, all the B-roll, all that. I have to edit. I do all my editing. I pick the songs. I do all that. By the way, I got demonetized. My last video got demonetized because I used Rhapsody in Blue that was done by the U.S. Marine Corps Band, which is in the public domain, by the way. It's in the public domain. That song is in the public domain. It has been for 4 years, but YouTube demonetized me anyway. And there's no appeal process. So very, very impolite, YouTube. But, yeah, so very sad. But not that sad. But so I'm doing all this. If I were to create another channel, and I'd probably want a month or two lag like I have here, where I'm posting about a month and a half out at any time, I couldn't do it. I couldn't handle 2 channels. So I have to combine it. And I guess I'm asking you your indulgence, that when you see one of those videos, if you see one of my name attached to it, make me happy. Watch it. You know, it might be a little different, but I can guarantee you, if I made that video, I am passionate about it. And it won't be boring. And I bet you'll learn something. And I bet it'll be something different. So that's what's coming. So when I say HJ at the end of the line, I can say I kind of looked into the abyss. And then I kind of said, I am really happy. I am really impressed with the community that we built here. You guys are awesome. You guys are just so incredible. And I love our conversations and everything else. I think I'm at my best when I do videos about ideas. I think I'm a fine pen reviewer. And I do get some original concepts, and I'm putting more history into my pen reviews. I want to focus on the history when I can, and the designers and the designs when I can. I want to give you a little extra, a little something different, because I don't like those disconnected hand videos that are out there. There's hundreds of them, and they all bore me to tears. I can barely watch any of them. I really don't. I don't want to subject you guys to that. I want to give you something new, unique, interesting, and I think I'm at my best when I'm doing conceptual stuff, like the 5 best black inks or fountain pens and film, like it's coming out on Friday. This video, right now YouTube's quiet too, because stationery as a topic isn't as hot in the summer as it is during the academic year. That's just a thing. But this video, guys, it's so good. I'm going to be a little obnoxious. It's really objectively great. So I think you're going to like it. So, Wolfgate Witch, hi. Says, don't do a second channel. They often don't work. Yeah, or they distract from, you end up kind of tanking both of your channels. And I don't want to do that. I love this channel, and I feel like some of my best material is coming. Wait until next week. I made an academic discovery I am so psyched about. Just wait until next week. You'll see it. And you'll be like, wow, HJ, good job. But this week, fountain pens and film, I think you guys are going to love it. I think you're going to love it. So, yep, I am not going anywhere. We have so much good stuff. And by the way, guys, if you want to join the Pen Pal group, you want to correspond with these lovely people in the chats, read the chat. They're lovely. You have to be Illuminati or Cognoscenti. If you're an ambassador now, you can upgrade. And then you can exchange letters with the rest of us. It helps to keep the lights on. It keeps me happy, and it keeps me inspired, because I know who my audience is. It's the members. And then because they're a representation of all of you. So it really helps me. And they also do help me, because I often ask them, like, what do you think of this title? Or what do you think of that? So that's huge. So I want to thank Robin Pennell. And I think I've pronounced your last name 3 or 4 different ways. That's what I do. I pronounce things many different ways. Maybe one of the ways was correct. Maybe one day I will say something that is correct. So, pronunciation wise. But I want to thank you. That was such a lovely gift. I'm genuinely moved. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And speaking about being moved, Diane in her orb, which is an awesome screen name, just donated a $7.99 super chat. Your channel is unique and lovely. Have a cup of tea on me. I will. Thank you. That's very, very kind. I really appreciate it. It's huge. So, lovely people. It was a pretty good show. I hope you enjoyed this. I certainly did. And I think you're going to dig what's coming Friday. Fountain pens and film. It's pretty extraordinary. So, thank you all for watching. If you're watching the replay, comment. Thank you for all the super chats, all the stuff you guys do. It means the world to me. And I hope to see you all very soon, further up the road. Because I'll be there on Friday. And then I'll see you again next Tuesday. So everyone, thank you all. Take care. Have a good night.